Liberty a little more forward with the rest of the team, and not just Liazi trying to make things happen himself after the utility.
So Viper's Wall goes up, and the thing about this Viper's Wall for the attacking side is you've got to get really deep in to get value out of that wall. You've got to get past 410. You've got to get onto site proper to make something happen, and the problem is you've got Asuna on the Reyna there, and she does not give up an inch, and it looks like she wants to go hunting for more. She goes up top, able to get the second one, looking for the third, and line him up and knock him down, baby. Asuna picked it up right where he left
Oh
it.
my god, roll. Oh my goodness, relax.
Hiko finds one. Will it be another one? The full house of
another one.
Asuna over Hiko's on this.
Bless you.
And it looks like
He bought a ghost, I
taking
think.
their time. He's down to 5
Did we
HP.
get
He
two
said,
sucks?
now
Did
it's
he
your
suck
turn.
twice?
Now it's your turn.
Oh, he got two?
Steel's going to take that
Yeah,
one with
he
a
had
one.
ghost,
Thought he got
but again, oh
had one
my
still.
word. Asuna just said, yeah, let's keep going, and presented himself for more engagements.
Yeah, and look,
Oh
man,
my
like,
word.
when you've got those two duelists, you've got to be able to create
Yeah,
space.
he had
You've
one, he
got
just
to be able
didn't
to
use it.
match that firepower.
That's
And
because he
that's
didn't
all-
need to at
that's-
that time.
You're asking to
Got
match
messed up after the
firepower
fact.
against a world-class Reyna. World-class. That's
Absolutely.
a big ass, bro.
On
He's
Reyna.
happy to do that. Vandal, Ares,
GG.
Spectre, Marshall,
Go next.
Spectre, they going right into the weapons and dipping in pretty deep as well for Asuna. He feels strong on this. He's going to get right up on pipes, and he's going to get ready for an engage. Backs it up just to play safe after the destroy of that solar ball.
Raban Liberty leaning towards A again. Did not buy up anything beyond pistols.
Little Xi'an ghosty. That's about it.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my gosh!
It's just
Ethan,
tag,
good
right?
for a second.
101 on that damage. Not much has been purchased on the other side. Asuna with the rope
Kind
play.
of ropes.
One enemy remaining.
Well, Riv,
All quiet on the western front
it's,
till it happens again.
it's map 1 again. It's early, but we're seeing a lot of the same things, right? Like, Asuna's just playing recklessly, and he's doing that without any fear, and he's not getting punished for it at all.
And the mental actually changes here a little bit for 100 Thieves, because Vaughn was able to find their way into A on Ascent, make things work for themselves, and then you saw 100 Thieves say, no, we'll start taking rounds. Here, Havan still comes in with the same aggression, but 100 Thieves knows much more about how that precedent is played, how they're going to be moving, and even if they're going to see that much util, we haven't seen too much of that as Havan's moving through.
Right. All right, Havan Liberty going to have rifles across the board. Hiko still rocking the Ghost.
No, dude.
I mean, really, across the board.
Don't tell me.
Not a little bit, but that's
Said
all
there's
you've
before.
got going on.
It ain't so.
Shinobi's all the way
I will
down.
not go.
Along with
Turn the
Liazi.
lights off.
Right, and no Lears on this, so they're supposed to take maybe with a drone.
Carry me home.
Carry
We
me
do
home.
have
Oh,
Owl
I
there.
don't know.
Keep your head
And
still.
got a quick pause
I'll
coming
be
in,
your
but
throw.
looking just how the buys are, they are obviously going to have
Front
to
and
play around
back.
this differently. You have
GG.
random for the flashes
Back.
for the plays. How do you work that without the flash? What becomes your ability, as the desk even said, to draw more out of 100 Thieves before you're getting
a power nap,
into
dude.
their homeland? Like before you're behind enemy lines, you need to extract a bit of that strength out of your opposing team.
I think, and it was Gio who mentioned, and she makes a really good point, because, again, in the previous map, they were doing that. They were getting all of that space. They were investing the utility, but it was 100 Thieves was willing to give it away, right? So, and to kind of combine that with the point you were making, it does provide a false sense of confidence.
No way.
Right? Like, oh, we're able to work mid, we're able
It's
to take some space away here. There's nothing that's being
it's
given
heroic
for free. They
versus
can't get
Team
past
Liquid.
410,
I
right?
saw
Like,
that on
this
Twitter.
is
I don't know what
a-
happened, but
a
apparently
There's
it
a
was
1v5.
It is a very scary
to
start.
go
We'll
into
see
OT.
what Havan Liberty can continue to
Yikes.
produce.
Yeah.
Looking back at the stats for
Forced
Icebox
to.
for both of these teams, again, the stats come from about 4-1 right there in April. That was stage 2 for a lot of areas. Yes, there were changes, but I feel like it gave a robust idea of what maps were played and how they would have fared. And that's 14 plays since that stage 2 to 17 plays. So 14 for 100 Thieves, 17 plays on Icebox here for the side of Havan. So they feel comfortable. It's something that they're continuously kept competitive on, but it's 79% win rate to 65. So while still being close, you can see the discrepancy, and 100 Thieves is going to push those buttons as soon as they can.
That's so
And I
sad.
think the slight, it's a slight difference, but
full
it's a
1v5?
difference nonetheless. Havan Liberty's attack half is technically better
Or
than
just,
their
like,
defensive half.
misplays.
So once again, we find ourselves
Liquid.
playing the game of what's the magic
Actually,
number,
if you ever
right?
get
Like,
one,
if
is
you
the
want to
magic
put
number?
yourself
Yeah,
in a
you should
position
never
where
get
you're
1v5.
undefeated in the second half, you've got to get to a sweet spot, because this is supposed to be your area of strength.
So many
Mitigate the
one-on-ones.
damage as best as you can. That's going to happen in the second half. You've got to make something happen here on attack.
They love it. They love this. Like, it's like I want to say calisthenics, but it's for your brain. They're just kind of, you know, getting that reaction time up, making sure their fingers are warm. You see just about every professional gamer do
I can't
that.
believe that's
StarCraft will
how
always
they ended up winning, though.
Even when you're
OT.
playing Valorant, you're still switching to your knife. We all do it.
Legendary.
Obsessively.
Yep.
You guys
See
are very
Nitro hanging
cute.
out, everybody just patiently
But
waiting
you should
for
get
this
room.
quick tech pause to go
Come
through.
down here.
And we'll get right back into the
Oh,
game.
wow.
Icebox here between 100 Thieves and Havan Liberty. 100 Thieves showing up.
The kitty.
A lot of the fans are very,
They don't
very
really.
happy about
It just
that.
goes.
You know there
in
would have
one
been
ear and
stories,
out
Doug,
the- out
that
the next.
they aren't as
That's true.
strong. They didn't beat
And
the
then
teams like
loops
G2
back
did,
around.
like the European, like
True.
EMEA
It
did.
goes into the ear
But now
again.
we're seeing that. Looks like they may stave off those claims
This time
from
it's
the
all
fans.
muffled. They
Go
don't
to the
really know what we're
haters.
saying.
And Havan
Yeah.
Liberty has some work to do here
They
in
do.
their group.
They do. They certainly have a good bit of work to do. And so, like, statistically, right, I think it was you who said it earlier, you walk into this matchup and
They should just forfeit. They're not
the
gonna win.
betting odds, right, they're towards 100 Thieves, right? Like,
For sure.
Just
That's
call
safe,
it. Everybody go
right,
home.
For
Just get to
Havan
Berlin?
Liberty,
Yeah, I
think
quit.
I do think
I lost
talk
first
about
map,
silver
I
lining.
give up.
That kind of feels like what I'm reaching for here. But the silver lining is this. You're getting reps on land. You're getting
You
reps
know,
against one of the best
much
teams
as
in the
like
world.
anybody else,
And
Brazilians do not
you've
give
got
up.
another
They have no
series
quit in
against a
them.
team that's likely
matter
not
what,
of the
even if
same
they're down bad.
caliber as 100 Thieves. So
We're
there
back?
is value
We're
here.
live?
They're just going to have to extract
Looking
it. It's gonna be
live.
a pulling teeth. This time for Havan Liberty, looking to work the middle of the map, which is a slight difference from what we've seen so far. As they work their way up tube, leaning towards B, you've got a couple on long, and they've taken some of this space away. Nitro
Oh my God, what a
is
Chad.
in a good spot, but Asuna cleans up pleds already.
I love it.
This is a brutal spot for Havan Liberty, right? Like, they're being pinched in around. Yes, Asuna was able to clear out, but Steel's going to follow up right where he left off.
the heck?
They are stuck right now, and there's
Oh my
nowhere to
God.
go.
Yeah,
maybe they should
suffocate
FF.
their opponents. 100 Thieves are dominating Havan right
Oh.
now.
For those
Field.
moments on the
Hello?
mini-map, you can see them peeking back and forth. They're gaining a bit of ground, but Ethan
Think of a vandal?
able to find that. And
Not
for the moment
the
they were
wall?
by orange, they were moving up to the spike plant area.
Weird.
You could see on the mini-map Havan's emblems
I gotta see this
whipping
1v5.
back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
What angles next? Where are they coming from? As you said, they were getting pinched by 100 Thieves here. 3-0 as we flex back into a partial by Marshals here, as Havan wants to test some things out maybe a little bit with buying continuously. It is going to
It must
hurt
not
them,
happen
but if
very
they start
often,
getting
right?
some
A
orbs, they
1v5
can start to
in CS.
capitalize a little earlier if they get
Especially
some
like
partial
in
kills.
O
Just
to go to
putting
OT.
everything in, on the
not
table
kind of
here. They
insane.
actually go back with Shion,
pretty
and
unique
they're just a
for
ghost
sure.
there, so they will have money.
1v5
for
is
their
a
buy
big
rounds.
fuck up.
Yeah.
You can tell
I think
from
it happens
the
in this
Thieves
game,
that
like,
the setup is definitely
more
leaning
than-
towards the middle of the map, which kind of makes sense. You're expecting them
Maybe
to
not
bring
in
nothing.
like,
Well, they're not.
you know, Pro League
So
or,
they
like,
want to
these
lean
games.
that way, but they're going to rotate back off. There you see some of the gun difference in full display as Steel's able to get the opener. And, you know, one of the difficult things is you take a look at the first two rounds and then the previous one, like, you go mid to play away from Asuna, right? Like, Asuna's been the
Oh, he'll
thorn in
find
their
you.
side.
He'll
Yeah,
find
and he
you.
just goes mid, right? Like, no place is safe.
I'm like watching the clip
Look how
already. I'm
sure
like,
he
no
is.
way they
Just
lose
playing.
this.
Yeah.
On 4-box.
Like they had this
making
dude
sure he can
surrounded.
get a
Lee
kill,
going through the smoke is
step up
troll.
once again.
They
And he's just
gave this
reading
guy
the peaks
way
right now
too
to
much
get the
respect,
1v1.
letting him
Somebody
get
over his shoulder.
back
That's
close
going to
to
Hiko,
dark
who is
for
also
full.
firing shots. And again, this
Damn.
is a cleanup.
It was
round.
like,
This is
it
Asuna
started
finding
off,
a
it was
lot
a
of his own
5v1,
points
and it's
here.
like, alright, well, they're just holding to kill him.
Actually, he's on
And then they
Whoever
lost.
was holding spawn,
And then-
fine, whatever,
yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, they
But-
lost 2, and then they're like, alright, focus up, let's win this.
Yeah, and then they,
And then they
played
turtled up.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just
so much respect. You
hunting
can't let
them
them get
down
that
to
close
prime
on you,
gaming
though.
flawless as 100 Thieves.
Without
As we
knowing,
mentioned,
at
they really
least.
just kind of picked up right where they left off on ascent. They are showing
Damn, that's
no signs of
actually
slowing down.
so
Havan Liberty,
painful.
they,
Oh
just,
my
they look
God, that
stunned,
is
right?
so
Like they look like they
painful.
got hit in the jaw. Their eyes are blurry. They don't know where to look. They don't know what's going on. They're in trouble.
Dude, the Phantom just gives you kills
Quick
by
plays, they
accident.
get a frag there.
Yep.
Steel's alarm bot is being triggered. The information is just falling into their lap.
Yeah.
And then they can, again, push forward. They know they have Havan Liberty on edge, and that's one of the biggest strengths for 100 Thieves right now, is being a team that knows when you have your opponent on their heels. And here we'll see Liaza
They're owning
with
so
the
hard that they haven't
operator,
even
Doug,
upgraded
can
guns.
change the
Ethan's
pace
just
of the game.
chilling.
You got Omen playing
Marshall
up
in it.
aggressive.
Oh my
gosh,
dude, he can't miss
aggressive,
right now.
He's hitting shots
Oh,
like
and
that
he's
and then
different
backs
on
up,
this
repositions.
operator.
You like surely
Okay.
as the
I love how when he
rest
kill
comes
people
out,
up there
bring
and
the
knocks
Aussie
them
back
down.
online. You've got
Good.
to get value out of this. You have to get value out of this, right? Look at how far up Nitro is on B long, right? Like he's taking all of that
reloaded.
space away. as the fight continues on it.
And they've actually
I'm
mid
sure it
round
won't
swapped
bite
it up.
him in
Now
the
drop.
butt.
All right, that was just pacing. It was like the hockey stick being down. He couldn't grab it right away. Meeson takes down Nitro.
Pretty big.
How do they
pretty
play
big.
this? This is where Havan needs to feel out how 100 Thieves is working, because this round can play mentally into many rounds. Havan Liberty
They said we had enough of your shit.
100 Thieves starts to move here.
Stop being on that rope.
So this is really the first bit of space they've gotten really anywhere across the map, right? Like they have B long control. Now they have A control. They're able to get the spike down, the wall's up, and you take a look at Meeson, right? He's rotating. Keep an eye on him on the minimap. He's going to rotate all the way around, has a chance to blow this up. And this is the type of play. This is the type of round that can really shift momentum. It's got to be big.
And he's just going to miss
They're
him.
using the utility on site. Meeson's going to get those calls. The shots are fired, and now he only creates pressure. 100 Thieves know they can go harder in the site now.
Yep. And he wasn't able to get the kill. Yeah, now, he go drop. Shion gets 3.
Round.
And Havan Liberty get on the board.
First
They played him
round
for fools.
Havan Liberty beautifully played with opening frags, figuring out
That's
how to
so
slow it
close.
down after losing a
4-10.
member, and then getting it back. So, as I said, sometimes you see around 4, 5, 6, ultimates come in. They're the way a team can capitalize. We've heard players say it all the time. There's a lot of ults that can just solidify the round. And here, Havan Liberty worked very well around 100 Thieves to make it count. Can they keep it up, though, is the question. 100 Thieves usually adapts well. Havan Liberty's trying to throw the curveballs here.
Very similar defensive setup for 100 Thieves.
Whoa, there you go.
But, yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of
Shion
different
feeling it.
pace at the beginning
Good
of the
night,
round. As
Heats.
you said, Shion's able to get another one, drop Hiko, and give Havan Liberty the numbers advantage. They also have 2 key ultimates to get this round, but it's quiet. They've cut noise. Very patient here, trying to see if 100 Thieves are going to play a bit aggressively. They have shown a propensity to do that.
They didn't bring out the
Last
ops.
map in this one. So they're going to wait things out.
Oh.
And
Oh.
Ethan has got so much information, and he's good for
Holy.
one. Drops down, finds the second one as well.
Playing peekaboo over here. Saw him a few times. Changes place. Double TP with a fake one on top of that. And now with a minute left, there's a lot of time.
I'll just
for
save that one in case I
Liberty
need to
take
dip out of
this
there,
out
but
slow.
hey.
Where can they grab an operator
Yeah,
shot?
they weren't even close.
They
Shion
weren't
now
sure.
fully
They're not
utilized
going
up front,
to, like,
and
either way, they're
Havan
clearing
Liberty
Gen.
loves using that drone to move
I was going to
forward.
say, they
Here we
weren't even
go.
close enough to... I mean, he thought they were,
Oh,
obviously,
drop out
but
for info.
they probably didn't even
As
hear
Havan
that.
Liberty slowly creep forward. Their leader's going to drop even.
I
wish he had the TP there. Would've saved his
He's
life.
able to clean him up. They get control of A. They are going to be able to get onto the site, but this is still going to be a bit of a difficult situation here. They do have the numbers advantage, but Seal does have his ult. He's got to stay alive, though, to make it work. Asuna is going to be able to equalize things as far as numbers go, as he's looking for more. Yep, lines up, gets a second.
That guy's
as well.
throwing,
Numbers
by the way.
advantage.
Yeah,
Tipping
and so
in
is
favor of
whoever's
Chinese,
on-
but they're also
whoever's on
weak.
top right there is
Right,
literally
nobody has
tossing.
any armor. Seal has 3 health, but he's going in aggressive. He's going to get cleaned up. Asuna, good for 2. Liazi trades him out. Nitro in the 1v1. He's got
Ooh, I like this play.
Liazi on the tackle.
I like it.
Oh my God.
If he went for the wrap, I would've liked it more,
100
but
Thieves get to 5.
Whatever.
And
I mean, just blame that Reyna top dash,
Havan Liberty,
honestly.
I feel like they had it. It just seemed like the
are you doing
last
up there
few
still?
shots, giving the peaks up. You heard Asuna shoot. That
Confidence.
doesn't mean you need to peek him.
Right.
But there's also a game to be played there of how close do you let these guys get, because they will start to smother you. It's on a knife's edge here for Havan Liberty in those decisions, and it seems like 100 Thieves
I like the play,
is
though.
able to pinch that pressure point
Reyna?
still with
Or-
the operator now.
From Jet.
All right, for Havan Liberty here, you've got Liazi who's
That was
going
a
to
great
be able
call.
to bring the Blade Storm.
I think I would have liked him going another
Online
way.
rifles the rest of the way, and they have, again, some ultimates that you can really get some value out of, but we've got to see how they chain it together. Now, this is a slightly different attack look,
Oh,
but
Nitro.
100 Thieves have just taken the
Bad
middle of the
balls.
map. They've just waltzed their way forward. There's nowhere to go.
Wait, what?
If you saw
That's
the
a
dart
dad
come through on that
balls.
too, Havan, you can
Why?
see the
Because he's
play of
got
Meeson
bad
saying,
balls.
"There might be
I don't know,
one
I thought he was
behind
gonna
us."
walk
They give
through.
that up for now.
Wait, oh my god.
That's
Hello,
feels
Hannah.
like he feels, seems like he
I
feels
thought you
safe
were up
there.
for some reason.
Looks like we're gonna get our
He's up.
first B play here.
I'm
Remember,
up.
Platts
I meant,
has
like,
that sage
on her
wall.
feet.
They do have the Viper wall to be used.
What? Dancing?
How will 100 Thieves react?
What?
Doing what? Dancing?
I don't know. For some reason I thought you were in your
Noise has
room.
been cut.
I don't know, it
100
tripped
slowly
out.
Creeps their way forward. You've got
I haven't talked in
Asuna,
a
you've
while.
got
I'm
Nitro
getting kind of
playing on site, and they've got
sleepy.
on the side
Yeah,
of
I'm-
Liberty,
I'm
you have
really running
ultimates
low here.
That can provide you space, that can get you something.
I'm fired up.
You're not
Oh, yeah.
fired up.
You've got to get past
Fired
both
down.
of those, both past Asuna
They
and past
fired.
Nitro, and that's much easier
Get out.
said than done. But here we go.
Doors
Get
that
out.
way.
Vipers comes online. Asuna drops it instantly. Here comes the Viper's Pit as well. Can they? Were they going to have better success with
Welcome
that? No, it's
to
actually the Blade Storm that
my
gets a little
world. I'm
something
Viper
going
for
them,
sure.
tied up 4-4.
Nicely
Welcome.
done.
This
is
Creeping
my
in there.
world. You're all
Those
just
fights,
living
you
in it.
cannot be afraid to do it. And that is going to be the Aussie that's feeling good about the pressure. Moving forward,
Oh,
Ethan hesitating for a
Ethan.
second, but knows the
Gotta
movement
hit
and direction of
those.
most of the members now of On Liberty, as he saw a few more there on yellow.
They're going to have to take the fight to them and keep an eye on the minimap. Pletz is on the flank, and if this delays long enough, this is going to be a serious problem. The Killjoy ult's coming out. It's going to be countered by Crane's ultimate, and that's going to destroy it. So that's offline. Meeson's still playing in his smoke, in his ult, and he's able to get 2. Hiko able to trade it out. However, as Meeson's already good for 3, there's just 1 remaining on the side of 100 Thieves. Nothing doing. Hiko drops. Havan Liberty get 2.
These are the rounds we were not seeing Havan grab before.
Yeah.
The rounds where there was an extended amount of time, especially once the site was being taken, the knowledge of the site being taken, and the full duration of the spike was what allowed 100 Thieves to get in. Havan changing things, Havan changing things up now, and Meeson. We talked about the ultimates,
Yeah, it
and
was
how they
very
could be strung
quiet
together round
first
for
map, too.
round, and no more hand in head.
He's,
Those are fist bumps.
Yep.
Fired up.
Fist bumps definitely what you want to see if you're a fan of Havan Liberty, if you're a fan of the Brazilian region, and really, like, that's a big monkey off their pack, right? Like, you've shown that you can do it, that you can make some magic happen, but for Nitro to get his ultimate online here, not going to be using it right off. Oh, he is going to be using it right off the bat, excuse me.
Thank you very much.
But that is going to come online. So Riv, A is not that it has been much of an option previously. You can't really get into A here.
Do you see him or spam him?
And Ethan
I
with the
think
one-way,
he
getting
saw
one-way
like a
himself
part of
as
his
he takes
foot or
3 shots in
something.
the
He did like a
shin.
crouch left.
And now Havan again
And
slows
saw,
down.
like, a
The
part of him
audio
or
call.
something.
Make 100 Thieves guess.
Gave it away.
100 Thieves had the read on Ascent. It seems like it's a little bit harder for them to read Havan here on Icebox. That hallway control going up into kitchen right now by Shion, but it doesn't look like they're going to go into tube just yet.
I like the way they're approaching this. That should give 100 Thieves a little bit of info, right? Watching that drone play out, now the wall's going to go up, so that should be your sign, right? Like, that should be the cue that something's coming. And that op shot certainly is going to
Perfect
help.
wall.
The steel drops, and they're going to have to rotate over. 100 Thieves aren't there.
My word. Just got to mention how scary that was. Pletz just stood out there and used a wall.
Alerts.
What a madman. He's got his ulti.
They're playing
and
pretty
spikes,
well.
So they have made sure that happens. They can get a decent res on somebody. Good frags already onto the side. 100 Thieves is Havan making sure
Like,
they get
he just
another
didn't
round
have
for
to run
themselves
there,
here.
but-
100 Thieves looking for the damage to be done to Econ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are going to save, both Hiko and Asuna are going to save whatever they have. So you've got a Phantom and a Vandal going into the next round. For Havan Liberty, I like the play from Xian at the end there. Roll the die a little bit, see if you can get a couple more ult orbs and hurt the economy of 100 Thieves, as you said. Nothing doing, but at this point, that's icing on the cake, right? Like, what you've got if you're Havan Liberty is you've got momentum. It's slight, but you've got something cooking, and that's a big win given how the series has gone.
Oh my goodness. He thought he was holding a one-way.
We look at that attack rate coming into the side of Havan Liberty on this, that 55% of the time they are taking that attack side. And it's actually the defensive side that 100 Thieves is stronger on. So for these rounds, again, what we were looking for on Ascent is happening on Icebox, and we're seeing now how much it matters. Again, Rez is up there. Hiko does have his ultimate for prevention. But it seems like Havan's been dragging these rounds out so long that Hiko has to be across the map when he's doing these ults, or they're going to find him immediately.
What?
You've been to Brazil.
No aggressive push from 100 Thieves.
And you
think-
across the middle of the map this time, but
You think Brazil's in EU?
worked his way all the way up to 410. And it looks like he's going to
Could be like near the
And they're
UK.
going to play off of that drone.
You're
So
like
Hiko's
almost
drone,
smiling. I
see
know
if
you're
he can spot
fucking
anyone,
trolling.
get some info. Asuna's there for the swing. It's a perfect setup, and if not, they're just able to take all of that
No.
space
Remember
away.
when I said SA earlier?
So big.
Yeah.
Havan Liberty
South
are just
America.
huddled up back in their spawn. They haven't left.
Let's see how much forward movement they can get on 100
Down.
Thieves. I think they're happy to see Asuna
Below
pushed
us.
up all the way.
So
They
where
know
is
how
it?
they can avoid one person that might be
What?
taking their head off right away. but this could end up being
South
a pinch
Arabia,
train.
I
Actually
think?
fires over
What?
what is pipes
The
and
thing?
mid, takes down Ethan all the way into
South
A site.
Arabia?
Yeah.
Trying to dry fires the
I'm
ult.
pretty
out,
sure,
does
yes.
not find too much as you see the healthy bars
Where's that?
on the side
In
of
EU?
Havon Liberty.
And that cleared out A, right? With Asuna's position.
No.
I'm curious, man. I don't know.
You know
Shit.
A's not an option, so they are going to rotate off. And from that, like Nitro pulls off, right? Like he pulls off site. They give up B because they are going to be able to fight much more effectively as a group. So now the trio's coming in. They don't have any ultimates to work with here. Steel has nothing but a sheriff.
Is it the Ion Sheriff, though?
That's true. Automatic headshots.
Automatic headshots.
Oh, it's.
You're not
Wait,
using
South
that
Arabia is
shit.
not a thing.
Round 9 here.
That's
It
not a
looks
thing?
like Havon
No.
Liberty is en
Yeah,
route to
sounds
tie
real.
It sounds real, right? I thought it was a thing.
Going Nitro, getting into half as quick as he can.
Oh,
Maybe it is.
trades it out, but
Take him
Nitro
down.
gets a second.
Who knows,
Nitro's
really?
left alone here.
Ships in the night.
Bleeds is weak. Bleeds is
my
weak.
God.
It's
Nitro.
a thing if you believe
Nitro
it's a
drops it
thing.
down to the 1v1. He spotted him, but the time is not. He did get it to half. He's going to get the challenge, and Liazi comes hopping across the screen, lands the shots, gets the kill, and the round.
Oh.
He loses the operator.
He's
Oh,
so
my
close.
word.
Damn, we got a little
Oh,
game
if-
lands here,
If
bud.
anything could start putting a attack on those rounds, a negative point. It's unfortunate that it's those ones. You have
Yeah.
great rounds, and then your toe was inside the radionite as it went off. Still has enough for an operator. Look at the
Yeah, but throw
bankroll.
up.
Yeah.
What a difference this game from Havon Liberty.
Yep.
We were seeing this cash
Good.
on the side of 100 Thieves all the first map on Ascent. Havon has really turned this series on its head. And we look for that, Doug. Can they keep coming in strong? Seems like they can.
Adjustments from 100 Thieves on the defensive side. Different Viper wall. They aggressively take B-Long away.
Good
like,
point.
look at how far up Asuna. Look at how far up Ethan are. They're going to challenge
Oh,
Ethan.
he
He's been
doesn't see it.
tagged up. 48 health. So B-Long is now not an option, right? Like,
Yeah.
in the previous round, A was where they felt the pressure. Now they're feeling the pressure from B. Yeah, they're going to bring Meeson back up, but they know where the space is, right? Like, they know where the action is right now. That's a big kill from Xion as he's all the way into the belly of the beast right now.
And this was kind of a previous
Someone said
round where they
Canadian
gained
education.
information. Remember, Shion was working
Yes.
that too.
Canadian
in the
education
kitchen,
thinks that's
understanding
good.
how they might play it.
Oh.
Mid-round, Ethan! Oh my word, the collapse
Potential.
coming through. And will it be Nitro to finish it off, Doug?
Ooh.
Nitro tagged up a couple. Asuna was there as well.
Spikes down.
Proverbial
B.
pants
Ooh,
down
that's
as
close.
he gets caught. Liazi down to 3.
3 shots,
HP.
3 HP.
That's all he's got. So, an adaptation from 100 Thieves,
Yep.
right? And that's really what you want to see if you're a fan of North America. While for fan of Brazilians, you're seeing that momentum, you're seeing some of that build, you're seeing some changes, but for 100 Thieves, they feel the pressure. Havon Liberty has won 4 of the last 5.
Right.
You've got to do something different. They dial up that aggression down B-Long, different Viper wall. That's exactly what they
And
do.
you get Sage Res out. You've got
Yep.
the operator drop to steal as they throw down a Phantom as well. So they're cycling this out. It can be that's one of the things that just spamming it. So Nitro died there. Remember playing as one way? They double it up to play it different. They're able to get the kill as Nitro's not seen there. So like you said, versatility in that. But being able to switch the op between members of a team, you don't see that very
Dying.
often. That
Right.
means you're going to be facing a
Yep.
different person at a site. Movement that you're not expecting if Nitro has it one time. Steel continues it for the beginning of the round. Havon Liberty definitely has to think about it.
Oh, so
Okay.
Too cozy.
that's an excellent
A
start.
pop.
Because
Jeez.
honestly, the play is telltale right off the bat. When you've got that attack Viper wall going
Wait.
up,
Yeah.
as we've seen the last couple of rounds, it means they like to go away. And it's because of that Asuna's already back in their spawn.
Well,
and it was
retake,
all off of
Viper
that
on the,
wall hit. He's
oh,
got to
don't
get
lose
the info.
it.
He's got to get the kill here. And if you're
Leave
if you're
your,
Havon Liberty, you cannot leave
mollies.
Asuna to wreak havoc on your back line. This is a really big kill, but no,
Oh my
Asuna
God.
comes away victorious. Yes,
literally
the
just
spike is
ran at
down,
him,
but
dude.
again, they're pinched in. They've got nowhere to
Oh.
go. And Asuna's doing things like that.
Oh!
Guy's different. He didn't need the ult, but-
Oh my-
Nitro gets the last
The ult was
100
for
Thieves
good
get to
measure, but
7.
he did
His
not need that.
ability
He
to
was feeling
identify
it
the
way too hard.
situation and act on it is absurd. Absolutely absurd.
sick.
And then the snap
That was
aim
sick.
Couple
that
accidents,
he
but
has to take his
still
opponents
sick.
out while they're still just thinking about
That's that
the
high sense
situation.
right there.
It
You
seems
just
that's
send
how
it.
quick it's happening. And this is when it gets dangerous. We know Icebox can be Asuna's map through and through. He's still fragging out hard here, but I think these are the ones we expected to see him whipping out. Oh wait, somebody here? Bow. Instant. When you surprise yourself as a professional player.
That's a good sign.
Holy moly.
Yeah, you know you're feeling yourself when that's your reaction to stuff. But again, Riv, I think like it was for Havan Liberty, like, as much as they had momentum going, they went back to what they were doing at the beginning of the map, at the beginning of the half. And 100 Thieves read that like a book. You saw it as soon as the wall went up and the gates went down. Asuna knew that he had full reign of mid, right? Like, he just waltzed all the way down.
Yeah, and you see as well, as soon as they either know from econ or it's a force buy, there was stingers, there were specters, we saw some guardians last round, that he wants it even more. He's like, oh, you're only going to take away if I come around the corner, and then I'll just dismiss or heal and be right back in the fight. Like, that's just a fire lit under him in those rounds when he starts to sniff out his opponents and there's blood in the water. Tactical timeout here from Havan Liberty. A little bit more damage has put them in a much better spot coming into the second half here, especially if they can make this a 7-5. And I do feel like they are starting to figure out how 100 Thieves works. And it seems like that's exactly what Havan were lacking coming into that first map of Ascent.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I think a lot of it, too, is like, this pause, you kind of wonder, it's the last round of the half. Like, is it the most efficient way to go about it, knowing you're going to have the break in the second half? But I do think a 7-5 here, given how map 1 went, given how they've had some momentum here, is very different from 8-4, right? Like, this, as much as they'll still be at a deficit, that's a moral victory, if you will, that you can keep it at 7-5, that you've had something going here and carry that into the next round.
Ooh.
Good start. It's an excellent start. And again, look at the setup, right? It was the vertical wall. Asuna comes down, but this time they're waiting for it. They understood where the pressure was coming from. They waited until he walked into their laps. They punished him for it. Excellent adaptation by Havan Liberty.
Steal with that operator, still waiting for a quick peek. Now, he's only got 2 spots to really peek at here, unless you hear a drop and somebody's forward enough to hear that.
Right.
Or he's got his util out within that forward maze area. Okay. Almost a peek. Might have seen a knee, and he does the hip shot on the Aussie.
And they've got the Viper's Pet online on A now, right? So, again...
The only unfortunate part about tossing a jiggle is
so
you just get them ready.
Work your way through that. They have to rotate off.
Yeah.
He's going to get excellent
In this game,
info.
you can't jiggle beta shot.
He's got the spike, right?
You literally just get the opera ready.
They're in a great spot. Hiko's going to be wrapping around them as well as he gets the timing right. 1, 2, there it is. He's able to land the shots. Pletz is left alone.
Are you kidding
The
me?
round fell apart because of the positioning that 100 Thieves had at the beginning of the round. Asuna notwithstanding, right? Like, they read him, right? Like, they played him like a fiddle. But the rest of it was so well played by 100 Thieves that Havan Liberty, the round was lost before they knew it.
Yeah. That deja vu, Hiko for 2.
All right, 3-minute pause. Everyone go get your snacks.
On that flank.
Your water, it doesn't matter. 100 Thieves won.
One of them,
like, it's over.
he had a bit of trouble on, but the other one's locked down and solidified
Cap?
as he continues to do what he can.
It's been an excellent start, really, from both teams, right? Like, we saw some adaptations. Things look great from Havan Liberty.
Havan gearing up.
They are gearing up. 100 Thieves shut the door one more time. We're going to toss it over to Sean over at the Telestrator to show his Galaxy brain yet again. Sean, she's all yours.
Yeah, Doug, my Galaxy brain. What I really want to show you guys today is how Havan came back into this match, right? Because things were looking really bleak for them. So I picked a round in the middle of the half, and let's just start it off for about 5 seconds here, just so that way we can see a couple pieces of utility. This Viper smoke is going to land in mid. The Sage actually slows by A, and we can pause here for a split second. And the Sage is slowing the orb to try to put pressure on that location, try to make the defenders believe it's an A hit. The Viper orb in mid, this is a very, very pivotal piece of utility in pro-level Valorant. And the reason being is because it makes the defenders lose vision of the mid push, so there has to be someone watching that side, under the tube, and through the tube. So you now have 3 locations to deal with as opposed to 1 player. Previously, the Sova sitting here, that could have had all of this information in mid. So this one smoke orb does all of that for them. Meanwhile, the Sova was lining up an arrow way over here in attacker spawn, I think, and it lands somewhere over here, and it pings Ethan and gets him off of this B site hold. That allows Havan to start working their way up this B main, and now we can kind of keep going with the clip. And you can see Ethan falls back into the B site, and he does a very, very good job of stalling out this hit. He'll throw 2 one-ways on top of this long box, and Havan does a great job of not forcing the issue, not overextending, waiting for the plan to come through. And Xion opens things up with a Reyna Lear, and that's when the strat kicks off. And it's on Xion and Liaza to actually be very, very active here. And the reason why they have to be active is because they're trying to get the Viper ult down. And the Viper ult is a death trap for Vipers. I'm a Viper main myself, and the second you lay that thing out, everyone's spamming through it. It is a death trap. So they're trying to get some space for him. We can speed it up a little bit right now. We're going to speed it up, and once the Viper pit goes down, what I really want to show you guys right here, stop right here, is how Meeson navigates around the Viper's pit. You can see he's staying in the bottom right of your screen right here. He's not being active in it. He's not staying in the spam lanes. This is an off angle. Think about the angles you would have to spam to take him out. In addition to that, he's behind a sage wall right here. So he's positioned himself in a very safe location. We can start playing the clip again now. And what you're going to notice now is that Sova will fall back post-plant, and he's actually going to pop his ult. So the Sova ult combined with the Viper's Pit makes
You're out
for
of time,
a
Sean.
very, very dangerous retake for
You're
100.
out of time.
And the reason being is because this Viper ult is just chipping away at everyone's health. It's bringing everyone down to 1 HP. And just one tag from a Sova ult, and you're done. So things are slowing down massively for 100 Thieves. There's a lot of things to worry about. And Meeson is still just lurking in the ult. And he does such a good job of staying
Wrap it
alive
up.
and getting 3 kills here. And this was what I believe brought Havan back into this map and gives them a chance at bringing us to a third here. So, I
Shroud,
hope you guys
thank you
enjoyed the
for
clip, and I'm
everything.
gonna send you
I
guys
wish you
back to
great
Riv
life
Doug,
ahead.
aka
Started following you during PUBG era.
The rug is gonna
Was in
stick.
college
I'm really
then.
kinda worried
Now
that it's
I'm
gonna
on
stick,
my
but I
way
don't
to
think there's
become
any turning
DSP
back from
police
it now.
officer in
I do
India.
think the Chum is
Rug.
right though, right? Like
Good.
that was the moment, that was the play that we saw. Like,
Someone
there's
give me 50
momentum, right?
bones.
Like, you've
I
got
can't read
something
that.
cooking,
Oh, no.
You've got something going on, and that's very important. Here.
It did seem like 100
Well, I don't have
Thieves
donations
always
up,
had an
but
answer to what Havan
listen,
was
when I get back to my
doing. And that
computer,
was kind of the
after
first
100
time
Thieves
when
wins
Havan
these 4
threw
rounds
that-
straight, 3,
that
6,
wrench
5,
in the works. And
6.
they're like, well, we're not doing
How
the
much?
same thing
8
every
plus
time. We're not just planning and falling back.
5
Navigate
rounds.
this. And they looked like
I'll
they
read
were
it.
in the lead the whole
Thank you.
round that time. That's the confidence Havan fans want to see, and that's the confidence the team's now bringing to the second half here
Everybody's
on
asleep
Icebox.
but me.
Like Sean said, we're looking much more like
A lot
we're
of
getting a
juice.
third map.
A lot of
here,
juice.
I'm
so
juiced
I'm
out.
excited to see
Literally
if they
no
can
juice
continue
in
this
the tank.
momentum. They got a
None.
long way to go.
Fill
They
it
got to
up.
surpass the 8
It's
rounds under
low.
Thieves and keep it rolling.
Oh, they do have a long way to go. They're giving
That's a
Asuna
good start.
Our work
they're
is
giving
hard.
Asuna and her teams a bit of their own medicine. Xion showing anything you can do, I can do better. He opens up. He's able to get 2. Now they've got so much room to work with on A, right? 100 Thieves have to back up. That's not safe. You've also got a little bit of presence towards Belong coming out of Meeson.
Get out of here.
That's big.
That area just like Reyna's playground. You get a dismiss, you got so many corners to play with, and Xion knows how to use it very, very well with the Ghost. A third one in the round, looking for a possible ace. That's the 4th, Doug. Can he sink the last shot?
No, it's going to be a long game. It's going to go to a third map. It's going to a third
Tell
map.
me he's going to just Indiana Jones
100 Thieves
this.
loses.
Oh, he's fine.
Calling it.
Jig is up.
I got to close it out
He
here.
was like running
Hold
through
it
it
before
like,
third.
get me out of here as
What?
soon as you can. Meeson's flanking around as well, but are they even
know.
going to give him the pleasure
Hell yeah.
to get that last
I'm
kill?
dreaming of
Xion
astral
looking for
form.
it, dancing
You're in
around it.
astral form
Somebody
right
give
now?
it to him. No, bad guy
on.
Klets takes the ace away. But a big round win for Havan Liberty, right? Like, you get the pistol. You should win the next round. All of a sudden, we're talking 6-8. That's a big deal.
2 pistols for 100 Thieves so far, 2 pistols for Havan. But like you said, how far can they carry this one?
Yep.
Wow, Xion with the first few shots, a little deja vu from what we saw, but it's not, you're not saying he played like Asuna, he played like Xion there, and he comes up with the 4K, excited about it, and that's what you need. You want your duelists, you want your forward players to get confident plays like that, so they are not second-guessing any of their swings.
Right.
As we get into our second round of the second half, let's see
Should
if they can
put
keep this
abs
momentum on
during
the
the
side
break.
of Havan.
Working their way right up the middle of the map. Xion has already taken Belong
Oh.
away. They're going to play a little ring around the Rosie as they've already rotated around each other. The Viper's wall's going to go up. Crane has spotted everything, and the shock dart to clean
no.
things up. They try to drop down on him. He's not having any of it. His Pleats is watching the flank as well. 2 of his own, but he's not going to be able to get the third.
Chaos.
As he goes alone, he gets dropped. Okay, and that's, again, this is important for Havan Liberty, right? Because you expect that round to go their way.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, like, it's
Right.
chaos.
And they didn't lose too much as well,
Yeah.
which also matters. A lot of the times that Havan was gaining their rounds where 100 Thieves was able to come back on ascent, eco damage was done throughout the round, and 2 members were left from Havan. They couldn't continue to rebuy. Here, looks like we got some
Had to give us
considerations and
suspense.
purchases, as it looks like they are very much feeling comfortable to bonus through. This is where they did get hurt on ascent. They went for the bonus, and 100 Thieves was able to string this along for multiple rounds.
Everybody's asleep, chat. It's just me.
What do 100 Thieves have on
Me,
the
myself,
attack
and I.
here as far as positioning?
I'm about to
Again,
hear
middle of the
snoring
map,
soon.
work their way on up, full rifles.
Cooks in the kitchen.
Oh, he's in a great spot again to make something happen. They're using the drone as contact, not going to get anything going. Shion,
Oh,
or
there's
excuse me, not Shion. Plex is going to get the wall up and get the kill, but he gets dropped.
No.
Pushing through the Viper
Are you
bite.
kidding? Chill for a
Little
sec. You guys had him
audacious there
literally
by
stuck.
Shion, but I like the play. And 100
That
Thieves
sucks.
are going to find the
They had
bonus
every angle
round.
cut off. They had
Not
tube,
too much of a
they
problem
had window,
here by Havan
they had
Liberty.
sight,
This
and they
is
had
a huge round
whatever the heck
for
this is
grab
called.
it
Connector. I
with
don't
that
know.
less eco.
What's that called?
100
Bridge?
Thieves are going to say rifles are the dominant one here.
Yep.
And now we'll
It's
see
called
what
bridge.
happens when both teams go at it. Full util, full guns. Meeson
Are people
on
so
top.
tired?
Like we said, he's your
5 a.m.
headshot machine. Put that in quotes coming from
No
stage
sleep.
3. These are the notes we got on this
5
guy.
a.m.
He can make it happen. We saw
Or
Sean describing
sleep.
his play,
5
his
a.m.,
awareness
1
of the
hour.
situation. He can use that to really start to
slept 2.
dominate the game.
I think Hannah
Can
slept
100
1.
Thieves now carry this one out as they get that third bonus round away from Havan
I'm just-
Liberty? We'll see if this is where
My
Havan
mental's
can keep
strong, you know, chat?
Ethan's so he's going to work the middle of the map, and there is an op coming out from Liazi who's going to be working mid. So if they give that peek, there's the room for trouble. But and here's the other thing, man, from Havan Liberty, like they've put that sage wall up. Getting past 410 is going to be so much more difficult, and it's going to take so much more time. And off of that time, Havan Liberty have taken some of the mid space away.
And they know they're A. You already have Viper looking down long. Unless they're all sitting in that little garage down at the bottom of B, then there's a good idea. 3 members stacked towards that A side from Havan Liberty, ready for the attack as 100 Thieves cut a bit of audio.
So Asuna and Ethan are both 1 point away from having their ultimates online. You could say the same for Shion and Pletz on the side of Havan Liberty, but I like this from 100 Thieves, really, right? Like, understand there's not a lot of room to work with cut. Oh my gosh, Ethan swings around the corner, left, right, good night, an op shot to the face, takes him down, not able to land the second, as Liazi has to back up.
No way.
Just forget it. He hit it. Shion's gonna get in on the action as well. Is there only 2 members remaining from 100 Thieves? Asuna, he's got something cooking.
Oh my God, he's
He
feeling
saw
it.
it. He saw it. Yep.
The
Just the edge
equalizer.
of the weaponry there on the
Oh, I like
doorway.
this. This is when you push for sure.
Asuna pushing
Oh,
forward,
okay, now you
and
fall.
now it's going to be a
Oh,
shot from
no.
Meeson to take him down.
He should have done that
1v2
earlier,
for
man.
Nico, 15 HP.
How many times?
I know he's thinking like, damn.
He's got 2 shot guards, my man.
He popped that like 3 seconds
Situations
earlier.
just like
They won the
this.
round.
In a 1vx, low
He
health,
could win
he's
this,
got
but
some
no way.
utility, and he
No way,
makes
no how.
magic happen. Once again, this time on the international stage, does he have it in him? Does that
There's
gene
literally no
work
way.
here in Berlin? You've got the 2 members of Havan Liberty creeping their way
Oh my God, that
forward.
was
Nico's good
clean.
for
Oh
one
my
for
God, that was
1v1.
clean.
He's gonna get info.
Oh my God, he's gonna win.
That's not there. He hasn't even gotten it to half. He goes,
Oh my.
Nico lands it, baby!
Oh
Spencer
my
Myers
God.
does it again. A Red Bull clutch
He never
for
fails.
100 Thieves.
And he just throws his hand.
I doubt him every
Like,
time.
What else did you expect?
And he never fails.
That's me. Absolutely disgusting flick. Understanding of the positioning, where he would need to be aiming. This is the experience we talk about when we look at 100 Thieves. And let's just watch this again.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
What do you mean? Chef's kiss. How does he do it? How does he do it? That's a damn good question, Doug. Oh my word. And that's a round that can really do it for 100 Thieves. That's the kind of stuff they thrive on.
I mean, that's backbreaking.
That is
Right?
backbreak,
Like,
absolutely.
You're
That was the gun round,
Oh,
right?
that's
That
game.
was the round
That's
to
a
precede
tilter,
the bonus
for
round
sure.
for Havan Liberty.
Doesn't matter what
The
happens
one
here, it's
that puts
over.
a lot of weight back on their
That's
shoulders.
your mental's jocked. My mental's jocked.
Havan do. They don't have Blade Storm. They've got a Guardian in the hands of Shion, and he's shown he's pretty damn formidable with any weapon.
Oh, they didn't see him.
In his hands, but
Oh, they did.
he's got to make something happen here. Ethan having a good idea of where they is. No, they don't swing at the same time. They isolate the gunfights, and Ethan's just able to knock out both. The timing was so bad from Havan Liberty there.
Just turmoil right now. The communication seems to be going a bit out the window. Great damage there onto actually Yazzie. So everything happening now 100 Thieves' favor. Spammed through the wall. He didn't even get to see anybody this round, and he goes down from damage through the walls. Nitro finishes another one there, and he's looking for a third.
Yeah, the wheels feel like they're coming off.
A little bit.
Yeah, for Havan, again, this is a lighter buy, right? So you don't expect
I love when you're
anything
spectating
crazy,
someone
but
and you can see their pings.
It's not just that they lost. It's
He
how
knew.
they
I don't know how
lost,
he
right?
knew,
Like some small
but he freaking
mental
knew.
mistakes, things that you really shouldn't be doing. That's what's concerning.
And a lot of the stats we've seen from previous events continue to tell true here for the side of 100 Thieves. Ethan, Asuna up top, assists coming in from Nitro and Steel. And Hiko there to make sure they have all the vision to do such. And it just continues to play out like that, and it seems like they have the rinse and repeat on
13-11,
if you will. Havon Liberty on tactical timeout here. Things are getting tight with 3 rounds left. 2 just for 100 Thieves to be able to get overtime out of Havon.
And this is, again, this is the right time. It feels like for Havon Liberty,
It does.
the times that they have, like,
That's so cool.
Whoa, let's pause, let's take a step back, let's recollect ourselves. The timing has been right, and honestly,
I don't know
we've
if that's
seen
just me,
some
but I think that's
success
easy to
come
say.
off of that. This is the moment for Havon Liberty. Yep, go ahead, call a pause. Maybe it was around too late. Maybe. But either way, right? Like, we're in a spot where we need to regain, we need to calm down, let's get our plan together, let's figure out what we're gonna do, because this game is not out of reach.
The things that 100 Thieves has a good lock on doing is really making Havon kind of push themselves to the limit just to get their gun rounds to work.
Yep.
So even if they do get through a round, they're beaten and battered.
Yep.
And it costs a lot to still get into the next one. So there's always these things 100 Thieves seem to be able to push onto their opponents that does make the game a little bit harder if you're not ready for the fights they're going to take or all the util they're always going to throw at you in the rounds they're going to clutch.
All right, so Nitro 1 point away from having his Viper's Pit online. Ethan and Nico have their ults as well. While on the side of Havon Liberty, you've got
You're kidding.
They can do no wrong.
who have their own. First kill already going down, so that wall out from Havon Liberty, delay things at 410. That res is going to come out to equalize things at 5.
Liazi one off Shion with the Empress against Ethan and Hiko with their ultimates up as well. So the spike plan even has to be placed differently. They have to have a little bit more control on these.
Yeah, this is an interesting approach here from 100 Thieves, right? Because as you mentioned, the spike nowhere to be seen. They have heavy presence towards B, and they haven't shown a lot, right? Like as far as util, all they know is there was a drone over there. That should be everything, all that they've been able to deduce. So you don't know there's a ton over at B, and yeah, I think because of that, very well played. They're going to rotate off.
He heard the drone! He heard the drone!
No.
Oh, what a rat!
Oh.
What a rat.
What a
Steve
rat.
playing super smart.
Yeah, Ethan ulted,
fucked up.
canceled out. Steel's able to get one. Ethan's able to get
It's
the
over.
lurker as well. So now
That's
Ethan's in a
literally
spot
over.
where he can blow up the middle of the map
It's
on the
so,
rotate and really kind of take
over.
away any hope Havon Liberty have of taking
Good news
control
is
back of the
tomorrow
side. And for 100
we should be
Thieves
more
to
awake.
slowly start to push their way out of the site.
Yep.
They
Nobody here
want
slept, for the
blood.
most
They
part.
want that ob out of Liazi's
It's
hands.
cool.
They want Plex,
think.
excuse me, Phantom down as well. They're going hunting.
Nitro's just waiting for a few calls of where they could be. Oh, spammed him from mid. You love to see it. Hiko just shot him in the face. Oh my word. Liazi trying to get a move onto that. Steel's gonna get taken down as it just goes back and forth right quick. And now it's Pletz to do what he can in the kitchen here. Ethan will find that
over.
hat trick on the round.
Yo, did I call it or did I
My
call it?
word, they are just seeking out Havon Liberty.
It was
and
13-3
taking
first
them down
map.
as
I
quick
said
as possible
13-4.
once they get the lead
And then I
in
said
these games.
13-6.
Match point.
Second map.
Series point for 100 Thieves.
My
here,
bad.
As
I think
they've
I'm
really
back.
been able
My
to
predictions
pass
are back.
Havon Liberty across
I'm
the
back.
board, right? Like the early game,
GG.
the mid game calls, really everything, attack, defense. It's really just been a complete performance out of 100 Thieves and Havon Liberty. We mentioned before this map has been a bit better because they've shown a little spice, a little something, but it just hasn't been enough.
It is the experience, the adaptation coming in for 100 Thieves. And it's
Not
so
to talk
quick,
too loud.
too. A few rounds will be
Because of
Havon
the
Liberties.
sleeping beauties here.
100 Thieves will figure out how to route that strategy. Now coming in,
gosh,
3
they're
ultimates
going.
here on defense. One's going to get dropped here with Hunter's Fury. Doesn't pick anything up as Steel opens up the round.
Dude, they're going so fast.
Oh my
Look at how deep it nails. Asuna is, of course, he dies as I call him out, but they got in through the Hunter's Fury, or excuse me, Hiko still has that
many
Hunter's Fury,
ults,
but the
so
ults
many
are all there.
ults,
They're able
it's
to get the
over.
Viper's Pit
It's
down.
over.
Asuna was like running
see?
at them in their spawn, and now Liazi's dropped as well. 100
Oh
Thieves
my god,
so
NA number
on
one,
this thing.
as
They wanna
always.
hit him hard. That's exactly what they've done. Now Hiko's going to use his.
As
Hunter's
always,
Fury,
man.
Not getting anything going quite yet, but Steel does. As it's
How are we so
just
good
down
at
to
video
Crane, the
games?
Guardian.
We're
No
built
magic
different.
happened.
Am I right?
A 13-6 win on the second map. 100 Thieves. They start off Berlin.
We should have like 8 slots for champions, I think.
They've been waiting a long time to get back to land.